wanna turn the lights out.
Hey everyone, this is Natasha from MakeupInSFC. Welcome back to my channel. So I just turned the camera on and I didn't really know what I wanted to film, and I inadvertently found a Jaclyn Hill palette dupe. I originally wanted to film a get ready with me video or my go-to makeup look as of lately, and I started thinking to myself, you know, I've seen these colors before and I always do this eyeshadow. I feel like if I ever find any kind of palette, I gravitate towards these sort of like orangey, plummy tones, and I always try to make a look like this. And I remember that I've done this look before, and it was in my e.l.f. This is the Little Black Beauty book. It is in the color, well, I guess the day edition is what they call it. And I found this at a Big Lots, and I know that you can find e.l.f. products at, you know, Kmart's and Target's, but this was in a set that they sell during Christmas time, or just in those sets that come with like an eyeliner and mascara or whatever. But I know that they don't sell this online anymore. If they do, I'll link it down below. But it is a really good dupe for the palette because it has all the things that the Jaclyn Hill palette has. Really warm neutrals. The only thing that you're not going to find in here is that green that she has in that palette. And I'm going to swatch a few colors, which I really don't like doing, but I want to show you how good it is. The only difference that I think you'll find is that you're not going to find the texture. I mean, these are really buttery, the ones from Jaclyn Hill, that's the whole point. And but it's really hard to find. So if you're just looking for the colors, I think that the e.l.f. one is going to be a good one for you. So this is a day edition. Honestly, so many of these colors remind me of the colors in the Jaclyn Hill palette. And but check that out. You got the warm oranges, the neutral mattes. You also have like plums, and like it's all in there. So I don't know. Let me see if I can do the same colors. There it is swatched. They don't look exactly the same, but on my eyelids they translated just nicely. So the e.l.f. one you gotta build up, I mean, to get the swatches, but exactly on the eyes they look so similar. But those are the two colors swatched. Another color combination that I think I'll show you is, let me just clean off my fingertips. I'm like so excited about this. I can't wait to edit and put it up. And actually the e.l.f. one stuck around longer. Like I'm rubbing it off and the e.l.f. one stayed. So we're gonna compare this color from the Jaclyn Hill palette, and we're gonna take this color from the e.l.f. palette. So that's what they looked like swatched. There they are blended. Now I will say that the e.l.f. one, to just get these swatches, you do have to like rub into the product a lot. But if you're looking for how they're gonna blend on your eyes, they're similar enough that you won't be able to tell. So that's another dark color. So the matte shades I'm not gonna swatch for you because it's gonna be hard. Like what matters is how it blends onto your eyelid. But let's choose another color. So here's a color in the palette that I've used a lot too. It is this orangey sort of color. And then there's another one of that in here. So I'm going to try to swatch those and see if they're similar enough. So there they are on the finger. And there they are. It's kind of hard to tell because it's so bright. It has that same sort of like goldenrod shimmer color. So that I think would translate the same on the lid. And these are all without primers. So again, if you're looking for something that's inexpensive, that might be easily accessible more than the Jaclyn Hill palette, then definitely look into this day palette from e.l.f. It's decent enough quality. I think I got it for like $5. So at least if you want to just look into it or hold yourself over until they restock on Morphe, check this palette out. Alright, I'll see you in my next video. Thanks, bye! First, let me prime my lids. I'm going to use my e.l.f. Eyeshadow primer. You know what, maybe this will be a good test too to see which one lasts longer. Because I remember really liking this eyeshadow palette. I honestly haven't used it in a while just because I have other things that I was using. My bad. So I'm going to take the vanilla shade, oops, there. I'm going to take the vanilla shade from the Anastasia kit on a e.l.f. angled contour brush, and I'm just going to set my brow bone stuff and just highlight. That also sets my eyeshadow primer. And I'm taking the matte mauve shade and the matte tan shade right here. I'm just going to start working that into the crease. So this eye is going to be my e.l.f. eye. Then I'm going to clean my brush. I'm going to take this color and this color from the Jaclyn Hill's favorite palette, and then I'm going to start to define my crease on this side. So this is going to be the Jaclyn Hill side. I think I'm making this a really difficult tutorial now. So this is my first time trying this. Like I had an idea, but I didn't know if it was going to work. Actually, those are really good dupes for each other. Just those matte shades. Alright, so now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this crown brush. It's a Pro Blending Fluff brush. It's just like a MAC 217 and a Sigma E25. I'm going to take the plummy brown right here. It's a brown with a little bit of like purpley undertones to it. And I'm going to start to define the crease even more. So that was the Morphe side, so I'm going to define the Morphe side. I'm pretty much just doing the outer corner and the inside of the crease. Alright, cleaning the brush. It looks dirty, but really like that's more of a stain because I've been using these brushes for so long, but I'm really going to clean it off as best as I can so that when I dip into the e.l.f. one, I'm not messing with the color. But, I mean, let's be real, I don't want to look crazy today. And then the closest color that I think will be in the e.l.f. palette is another plummy brown. Oh, I'm silly. I think the color I'm looking for is this one. Now I'm just going to blend the edges. There's no extra product right now. Blending both sides. Okay, so now for the main color of the lid. The color that I've been using in the Morphe palette is this like jewel tone brown. I don't even know what kind of color it is. I'm going to take that on this Target brush right here. It's just a crease brush because I want a lighter application. I want it sort of just to be a flush of color on the lid. I'm not trying to drop anything. I'm going to put that on all over the lid. It's like a bronzy color, that's the word I'm looking for. But the way that it's bronze, it's like a orangey raspberry bronze. It's so pretty. I'm placing that all over the lid up to the crease. Alright. A little bit of blend on the edge. No additional product. Alright. Now for the e.l.f. side, the color that I think is most similar. I'm gonna take this one. So I'm gonna suspect that this has some drop down, so I'm going to use a tissue just to protect my face makeup. And I'm gonna do the same. Taking my blending brush again, no extra product, just to blend the edges. So to further define the outer edge, I'm going to take a cool tone brown, and in the Morphe palette, I'm using this color right here. It's right in the middle. I'm going to use that on the outer V, and I'm taking that on the same brush that I've been using. And that's just some slight definition on the outer corner. Okay, again, cleaning my brush. Okay, and the brush, the color that I'm going to get on this side is going to be this cool tone brown right there. Sorry for the mirror. That cool tone brown right there, I'm going to take that. Okay, so far, that is what the eye looks like. This is the e.l.f. side, this is the Morphe side. I think it's pretty damn close. So I'm going to now define the lower lash line. I'm going to take my e.l.f. This professional blending eye brush. I'm going to mix the two colors in the Morphe that I had used in my crease in the beginning for the lower lash line, just to start blending some definition. Blend and clean that out. I'm going to do the same thing with the same colors that I used in the e.l.f. side. I'm going to use that for this side. Then on a Morphe, I don't know what this is, but it's a small smudger brush for the lower lash line. I got it for free. I'm going to use that again for the lower lash line to further define it. Then I'm going to take the other plummy brown and just define my lash line from the Morphe palette. So the last thing that I'm going to do is just curl my eyelashes and put on some mascara. I don't put eyeliner with this look just because I've been liking how it looks lately. I also wore this look on Valentine's Day, so I know that it looks good with eyelashes, so that's also an option. I'm not really doing anything special today, so I'm just going to put mascara, Jordana Best Lash Extreme. I'm going to apply a few coats, top and bottom. Okay, so I almost forgot to highlight my inner corner, and in this palette I've been using the lightest shade. I'm just going to take that and put that on my Morphe side. And then clean off my brush. And then I'm going to take from the e.l.f. palette, probably the closest shade would be the second lightest shade. That's that one right there. It's kind of a champagne-y color. So it feels like what I would imagine a bunny tail. It feels like a bunny tail on your face.